Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Awesome Riff of the Day and how to play it. Today we're going to have a look at how to play the awesome opening riff and a little bit more to Fallen Leaves by Ian DeSaw and Canadian band Billy Talent. Now then, I can't say that I'm particularly a huge fan of this group or their particular genre of music. Probably a generational thing, I suppose. You know, that very popular early to mid-2000s genre of pop punk or punk pop, which included Billy Talent, Blink-182, Sum 41, Good Charlotte, Simple Plan, Fall Out Boy, Yellow Card, so on and so forth. Not really my thing for the most part. However, if I've got to pick one album or band out of the bunch as my Desert Island punk pop album or band, I'm going to pick Billy Talent. One reason being, they're my Canadian brethren. Another reason being, I like the lead singer's voice. He has a real whiny Johnny Rotten feel to it. Another reason being, at their best, they're pretty damn catchy to listen to. And finally, Ian DeSaw is one hell of a guitar player. Plus he has wicked hair. Or actually, I don't think he still has that big crazy ass pompadour that he used to sport. I think he's grown it out by this point. But man, that hair was something to behold when he did have it. Anyway, the guitar work on this track, Fallen Leaves, is certainly some of the best to come out of that pop punk wave of the early 2000s. Very cool, very slick, and of course, very awesome opening riff. And then they follow that very creative staccato riff up with yet another wicked and much heavier riff in drop D tuning. It's a hell of a lot of fun to play and rather challenging, to tell you the truth. But like I said, Ian DeSaw is one hell of a guitar player, certainly one of the best of that genre. Let's show him some love today, show you guys how to play the two opening riffs to Fallen Leaves, plus the first verse and the chorus, I suppose. That should probably cover most of the song, minus any bridges and solos. So let's get on this. Let's close in a little bit, have a look at how to play Fallen Leaves by Ian DeSaw and Billy Talent. All right then, Fallen Leaves, Ian DeSaw and Billy Talent. This is such a cool riff, very creative and inventive. This. Love that. And we're in standard tuning. No, we're not. We're in drop D tuning for this one. So the whole guitar is in standard tuning, except for your low E string, tuned down one full step to D. And that is the tuning. A lot of double stop work here with this opening riff. Like I said, very cool. Very staccato. You really want to chop this up. So think of this as like little groups of two, right? At least for the opening measures. That's the first little group of two. So we have our index on the 4th fret of the B string, middle finger on the 5 of the G, and you're just going to lift your middle finger off to the open G while you're keeping your index planted there on the 4, hitting those two strings together on downstrokes. And again, very staccato. So that's the first group of two. So to keep this staccato, you know, as soon as you downstroke that note, drop your right hand back onto the strings to kill the note. Kind of like that, right? So then you move it down one position. Now we're on the 4 and the 3. Do the exact same thing. Now the next group of two, you're going to do that one more time. And then you're going to drop your pinky up here on the 6 of the B along with the open G string and then go off to 4. Right? First group of two. Second group of two. Third group of two. Next group of two. So now we have our index on 3 of the G string and our middle finger planted on the 4 of the B. And you're just lifting off to open G while keeping that finger planted. One more time. Now we're going to move down to the ones of the G and the B. Just hit those notes together, then off to open G, open B. Right? Into a power chord here, changing it up a little bit at this point. You're just going to hit this power chord, this F power chord on the 3 and the 5 of the D and the G. You're just going to downstroke that 4 times. And then we're going to move into these kind of octaves. No, it's not really octaves, but little string skipping thing going on here. We're on the first fret of the D, first fret of the B with the open G in the middle, and now we're hitting 3 strings together. We're going to hit this chord 3 times, and then move it up, slide it up 2 positions. And then you're going to hit the open D, open G, and open B string together 4 times. And you can drop your hand here on the frets to give that staccato feel. Right? That's the opening riff. And you repeat that twice. And then we're into the heavier riff, which leads into the first verse. So we're going into a C power chord. You're going to hit it twice, move it down to an A sharp power chord on the 1 and the 3. And then you're going to drop into a 1-finger power chord on the low E string and the A string, because we're in drop D tuning, at the 5th fret. You're going to hit that 2 or 3 times. And then after you hit that, I think 3 or 4 times, then you're going to move it up to 6, back to 5, back to 3. And then back to 1. And now you're going to go hit that again, and then off to open, and then back into 6. Ride it back to 5, back to 3, and then off to open, drop onto the 1. Hit that 1 3 or 4 times, drop onto the 3, and then move it into the 5, and hit that 4 or 5 times. Right? One more time. And then we're into the first verse. Quieter guitar, C minor. Move it up to D sharp major, back to C minor, back to D sharp major, and then it gets heavier again. Very similar to what we were doing earlier, but now we're going to go from the C power chord up to the 6. Move it up 2, back to the 1, then back to the 6, and then you ride it back 5 to 3, off to open, 1, 3 to 5, similar to what we did earlier. So that little section there, the little break between the first verse and the second verse. Right, and that leads into the second verse, C minor, D sharp major, C minor, D sharp major, back into the C power chord, up to the 6 power chord, slide it up, back to the 1, up to the 6, and then you're going to ride on this 6 for a couple of measures, and then we're going to go into this little augmented B chord. So So it's like a B power chord, but instead of our pinky here on the 4, we have it up here on the 5. So I'm on the 1 of the A and the 5. And you kind of palm mute, chug that a little bit, and that leads into the chorus. So that little section there. And that leads into the chorus. The chorus is very similar to the opening riff. Except there's a slight change. He does not move up to that 6 from that A the first time. C to A sharp, to that power chord at the 5th fret, stay there. And then you move back to 3, off to open, on to 1. Now move to the 6, slide back to 5, back to 3, off to open, on to 1, on to 3, back into 5, right? That's the chorus. Into the 3rd verse. C minor, D sharp major, C minor, D sharp major, back into this. Fourth verse, I suppose. That's pretty much the whole song, minus any bridges and solos. I don't know if the song has a solo. But I certainly hope you found that helpful and enjoyed the video. And if you did, please hit that like button, as that would be awfully nice. And please drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already as well. Hit that notification bell so you know where, you know when I upload something new. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you. And we will see you next time. Cheers.